morning, American. It's Friday.
Jonathan Mark, Fridays at 8, here on AM 1480 WLEA. Yes, sir. Uncanny how Mr. Paul Harvey always knows when it's Friday. I have no idea how he does it. Friday. Always the best time of year, no matter when it occurs. And this week it occurs on April 19th. And this Friday probably qualifies as the most profound Friday of all time. For Christians, it's the most important Friday ever. Because without Good Friday, the day Jesus Christ was crucified, there would have been no Easter. And without Easter, there would be no Christianity. Now, Christmas is important, but I think Christmas becomes important only in light of what happened on Easter. So Easter is really where it all happens. Now, not all religions acknowledge the importance of Good Friday, and that's okay too. Whatever path one chooses to a higher power, I think something outside themselves, that path is okay. But it is true that there are more Christians in the world than there are any other religion. According to the Berkeley Center for Religion, there are 2.3 billion Christians in the world, and that's out of approximately 7.5 billion people. In the U.S., depending on what source you go to, and there are a bunch of them, between 7 and 8 out of 10 people identify themselves as Christian. The others are Jewish, Muslim, and a host of others, but those are the big three. As a sidebar, this is kind of interesting. As a sidebar, another number from the Berkeley Center is, over the past 10 years, the number of those who count themselves as either unaffiliated with one religion or even atheist has increased. And I think that would probably take a couple of shows right there. That is really interesting. Why is that happening? But anyway, for the 7 or 8 out of 10 people in the U.S. and the 2.3 billion people around the world, Good Friday and Easter are majorly important. Now, I think it's indisputable that God and religion are under attack from many quarters. All you have to do is read the headlines, or read the stories, or hear the stories. You can't say it's not happening. God and religion are under attack. Look at Hollywood, if you must, or TV, or a lot of other major media, and belief in God and religion are derided, mocked, and ridiculed. Those who believe in God or have a strong religious faith are portrayed as intolerant, uninformed, and uneducated. Now, I don't know about you, but I've met hundreds of people in my life who would take serious issue with that. And many groups will raise a fuss if a cross is erected somewhere. Did you hear that story? It was a number of weeks ago, but there was a military cemetery where some group had a conniption fit because there was a large cross in a cemetery for World War I vets. They claimed the cross was intolerant and exclusionary. Now, I kind of wonder if the veterans in that cemetery, were it possible to ask them, would they be offended by a large cross in their cemetery? I think they would probably say, "Are you crazy? Of course not. It's perfectly fine." But no, this group had some kind of a fit because there was a cross in a cemetery. Now, a cross is a universal symbol for a fallen soldier. And on the cross, you take the individual soldier's religion and you put a plaque on it. So you have a cross, and then you have a plaque indicating what their religion was, or is, or was, I guess. So let's see, that's that one. How about, there I could go on until 8:30 with examples of how religion and God are under attack. How about that very popular fast food chain that specializes in chicken sandwiches? Chicken sandwiches is Chick-fil-A. It's become more and more popular. And this restaurant has been banned from at least 2 airports, major airports. One in San Antonio, Texas, and one right here in western New York, the Buffalo Niagara Airport, because the management of these airports do not agree with the Christian values of the owner of the chain. And this, even though no one is stopped from eating there. It's banned from these airports because of the religious views of the chain's owner. It has nothing to do with how the restaurant is run. It's just because the airport management disagrees with the views of the owner of the chain. And that is very alarming. And there are countless stories about how Christmas has become one of the most controversial days of the year. Who would have thunk it years ago? But to say Merry Christmas to someone is now practically the basis for a lawsuit, if not an argument. I was in a store, and I'm not going to say where or when. It was not in this immediate area, so that takes care of that. And it was in the past several years. And it was Christmas Eve. And I said to the cashier, Merry Christmas. And she said, well, happy holidays. And I said, well, it's Christmas is tomorrow. This is Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas. And she answered in a whisper, I'm not making, you couldn't make this up. And she answered in a whispered voice, well, we're not allowed to say that. And I said, you're not allowed to say Merry Christmas? And she says, no, we can't say it. So, I think most businesses probably have, in the early morning hours when everybody gets there right before the store opens, they probably have a store-wide meeting, and they're going to, how the day is going to go, what's going to be happening. So I can imagine what that meeting must have been like. Whatever you do not say Merry Christmas. Anybody who says Merry Christmas is fired. I mean, that's really weird stuff. That is really, really weird. So you can't say Merry Christmas. So what in the world is going on here? What has happened? All I can say is never mind the headlines and the stories. What do you feel in your heart or your head? Right. How important is God in your life? Well, God is important because we need a set of values. I think when we set ourselves up as the final arbiter, as the final authority of what is right and wrong, we are in big trouble. And we become very, very lonely. I think there must be some final authority outside of ourselves regarding what's right and wrong. Otherwise, there being more than 7 billion people in the world, there would be more than 7 billion sets of values. In other words, I say it's right, therefore it is. If I'm doing it, it must be right, because after all, I'm doing it. And that's the textbook definition of narcissism. It's all about me. And that leads to anarchy. You need a set of values, some power outside yourself. It's very, very necessary, but apparently I don't know what's happening. I have no idea. Well, my point, finally here, God and religion may be under attack in other quarters, but not in our region. Now, the Canisteo Valley and the nearby areas here, in Steuben County and Allegheny County, and I think a little bit of Livingston County. Now, every Friday, the Spectator has a double-page spread of houses of worship in our region. Houses of worship, churches, places of contemplation, call them what you will. And a couple of weeks ago, I chose Spectator edition, the Friday edition, just at random. And I actually counted all these churches. I sat there at the kitchen table and 1, 2, 3, 4. There were 211. At least in that edition. Maybe in other ones, in another one there might be 215 or maybe 210, but it was 211 in that edition. And you have to take a guess and say there are probably more. They just haven't been listed yet. Maybe they just haven't gotten around to it, or they just, whatever. But so there has to be more than 211. And when you consider the population of the region, we're not what you would call a heavily populated area. We are definitely rural, and I love it. So 211, that's a lot. I mean, that is a lot. So I'm thinking maybe God and religion are under attack elsewhere, but not here. Here we are rock solid. So God is not only welcomed here, God and religion are embraced. And I think that is a very good sign on this very Good Friday. And while we're speaking about good signs for the area, how about this in a totally unrelated field? I was thinking good things about our area, good things about the region, the Canisteo Valley. Let's see. I don't know what made me do this, but I was driving around a couple of days ago and I said, I wonder how many banks there are in the area. Banks, credit unions, lending institutions of some kind. I wonder how many. Now, I came up with 15. Either separate companies, like separate banks or branches thereof. And I came up with 15 in the Canisteo Valley and then down Route 21 to Alfred. Now, banks deal with money. And money is pretty important stuff. And you wouldn't build a bank in an area where there wasn't something going on. So to have 15 banks in a relatively sparsely populated area by comparison with other areas, that's a lot. And what does that mean? I think it means a lot of economic activity. So the economy must be strong. With all these banks here, I don't think a bank would open up, just casually. Well, maybe it'll work. I don't know. Who knows? That's pretty serious stuff, that money. So that, too, is, I think, a very, very good sign for the area on this Good Friday. And what else? Housing. Housing. The last number of years, there's been a push for more and better housing, upscale housing in Hornell. Why? Because people are moving in, and you need better housing. So it started under former Mayor Sean Hogan, and present Mayor John Buckley has kept it up. And they're pushing, John Buckley now, pushing for better housing in the area. More apartments, more upscale apartments. Now, you wouldn't be, why would you be building more housing? People must be moving in. That is a good sign. People are moving into the area. And what else? There are a lot of people that have been involved in this housing thing. So we have new apartments going up. New apartments have gone up. More houses are being built. That's really, really good. Now, what else have we? Oh, that's right, St. James. Once St. James partnered with the U of R, things really took off. Have you been on Seneca Road North and seen that building, that complex? That's really something. And that went up relatively quick. So healthcare will be improving in brand new modern buildings. That too is good. And what else? Oh, you've heard, of course, that somebody plans on building a company plans on building a motel somewhere around, let's say, Route 66 and 36 in that general area. That's good. Why would you build a motel if people weren't moving in, if people weren't visiting here, if people weren't coming here? That too is a good sign. And what else? Something kind of weird. You really wouldn't think of this, but the airport, the Hornell Airport, there's a website, what's it called? airnav.com, and the Hornell Airport, all the airports are on this website. And according to this website, the Hornell Airport has twice the activity going on as does Wellsville. So people are coming, planes are arriving, planes are taking off, there's activity there. And there's a lot of activity at the airport. So we have an active airport, somebody wants to put a motel in, we're going to have a new hospital, more housing, lots of banks, strong faith. I think that's all good. I think that's all very, very good for the area on this Good Friday. So there's a lot going on in the area, and I think it just gets better and better. And I think we're going to be taking a break any second here. Yes, we will. Okay, we'll be back.
From the Fox Business Network, Nissan is cutting production. Reports in Japan say Nissan will trim the number of cars it makes worldwide by 15% this year. The company is dropping an aggressive expansion plan that was created by its former CEO, Carlos Ghosn. The deadline passed yesterday for Tesla CEO Elon Musk and the SEC to resolve their differences, but the judge has given the two sides another week. The SEC accused Musk of violating its agreement with him when he tweeted about Tesla production without company approval. Several grocery, pharmacy, and discount store chains will be open on Easter Sunday. USA Today says CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid will remain open, though some with limited hours. Walmart, Whole Foods, and Sears will be open on Sunday. The markets are closed today for Good Friday. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola.
Are you putting your retirement savings in a 401k, IRA, or investment account? Then I have one word of advice. Stop. Experts warn of a stock market crash any day now, and you could lose 50% or more of your hard-earned savings again. But you don't have to lose a penny. There's a better, safer way to save for retirement, and you can learn about it in a free report. This method continues to grow your money even when the market tumbles. To get this free report, go to bankonyourself.com. That's bankonyourself.com. Bankonyourself.com.
Okay, we have on the line Gary Best, I believe. Gary?
Yes, Jonathan, how are you doing this morning?
Very, very well. Thank you very much. It's a beautiful day. A little overcast, but it's nice and warm, and now it feels a lot more like spring. Finally.
It certainly does. Yeah, we're going to have the warm temperatures to continue, Jonathan, both today and tomorrow, cooling off a little bit, though, by Easter Sunday and early next week. And we also have these spring showers coming up as well. Not much rain to be seen here locally at the moment, but we do have some rain showers way over towards Buffalo and down towards Dunkirk and Jamestown. It's all moving off to the north and northeast. So we'll have increasing chance of showers and thunderstorms during today. Mostly cloudy otherwise. Breezy and mild up between 70 and 75. Tonight, good chance of rain or showers, kind of a wet night. Low temperature, 45 to 50. And then low 70s back at us on Saturday. Clouds, occasional sun. Breezy, and again, a few scattered showers. Even Easter Sunday will be partly sunny to cloudy at times with a couple of scattered showers. Temperatures a bit cooler by then, between 60 and 65.
Well, Gary, that's a forecast I can easily live with.
Not too bad.
Thank you very much. Okay, see you next week. Bye.
Okay.
You don't have to travel far for the highest quality imaging services. St. James has you covered. We have a full range of services, including X-ray at 2 convenient locations: mammography, ultrasound, MRI, bone density, echocardiogram, stress echo, and nuclear medicine. Quick appointments, friendly service, great technology, Gold Seal accreditation, and the backing of the University of Rochester imaging experts. So the next time your doctor orders an imaging test, choose St. James Hospital. Learn more at stjames.urmc.edu/imaging.
Oh, and we're back. That's right. Duh. Okay, first, little announcement now. On my very first show, a number of weeks ago, I think it was like January 4th or something, I said I'm not going to do birthdays. And I'm not going to do birthdays, okay? I just won't. But this is good. This is kind of special. I'll make an exception here. Remember former Congressman Randy Cool? Well, there you go. This is Randy's birthday. Not quite sure how old he is, but nonetheless, there he is, and it's his birthday.
Now, you covered him when he was, what, in the State Senate and Assembly?
Yeah, right. And when he was a congressman, too, as a matter of fact.
Ah!
At another station. Oh. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, yeah. So it's his birthday, old Randy Cool. There you go. Okay, let me see. This is kind of unusual, because I know I've railed on Albany a lot, and and they deserve it, but Governor Andrew Cuomo has done something really, really good, and congratulations, it's about time. Earlier this week, the governor signed an executive order allowing for free SUNY tuition for children of Gold Star families. In other words, the military soldier was either killed or wounded in action. So those children will get free tuition to SUNY schools, and that is a very, very good thing. Long overdue. As a matter of fact, there were a number of comments, which I don't have in front of me because I didn't bring them. I really wasn't thinking of doing this, but a number of area lawmakers have praised the governor, saying it's a little late, but that's okay. At least it was done. So that's good. Now, we have, what do I tell you about? How about these racist Easter chocolate ducklings? Okay, now this is from England. I'm reading this. A grocery store's attempt to create a multi-flavored limited edition Easter treat has now become the center of a fiery Twitter debate. Waitrose, it's a large UK-based grocery chain that sells gourmet items, released several spring-themed items for Easter this year, and among the Easter spiced fudge, chocolate eggs, avocado. I never thought of an avocado as an Easter thing, but anyway, avocados, bunnies, and chicks was a chocolate trio of Easter ducklings. There are 3 chocolate ducklings in a box, in a package. And let me see, one's on the one on the left. I'm looking at the photo here. The one on the left is light chocolate. The one in the middle is yellow chocolate, and the one on the right is dark chocolate with pink spatters on it or something. So the little ducks have names. The one on the left is crispy, the one in the middle is fluffy, and the one on the right is ugly. So apparently people raised a huge fuss over these ducks, these chocolate ducks, saying it was racist. Now, I'm trying to figure out how you could possibly equate a chocolate duck with racism. But I don't know. I guess, if you try hard enough, you can always find a way to be stupid, I guess. So these people, they're all upset because the duck on the right is called the ugly, or ugly. The name of the duck is ugly, okay? So they raised a big stink, and they protested and this and that because this, this duck is named ugly. Now, I don't know why. I don't know why you do that. I have no idea. But anyway, this duckling has now been renamed. He's not ugly anymore. I don't remember what the duck's name is now. It's not in the story, as a matter of fact. But the chain, Waitrose, the grocery chain, issued an apology. And in this prepared statement, they said, "We are very sorry for any upset caused by the name of this product. It was absolutely not our intention to cause any offense. We removed the product from sale several weeks ago while we changed the labeling, and our ducklings are now back on sale." So they issued an apology, and there you go. So the ugly ducklings are no more. A programming note. That's right. Okay, this is kind of interesting. Should I do it? Sure, why not? Okay, this show has been called Fridays at 8 because it's Friday and it starts at 8 o'clock. So it makes sense. There's a certain logic there that you really can't argue with, So Fridays at 8, starting April 29th, which is 2 Mondays from now, Fridays at 8 is going 5 days a week. So it's going to be weekdays at 8. Now, somebody asked me yesterday, well, what are you going to talk about? And I'm going to say, well, pretty much what I do on Fridays, only it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, And being in news for as long as I was, I think I was probably a newsman even before I became a newsman. I've always been just curious about things, so there's nothing that doesn't interest me. And it pays to be ADD if you do news, because everything interests you. So that's what the show is going to be about. Whatever it's been about the last 14 or 15 shows, now it's going to be 5 days a week. And I'm really looking forward to that. That starts on April 29th. Matter of fact, there are other changes that are coming on April 29th. Brian, you want to maybe? Yes,
Bill O'Reilly, the O'Reilly Update, 11:45 Monday to Friday, 11:45 a.m., 11:45.
So it's going to be 11:45 until noon.
Yes.
Okay, that too starts on April 29th.
Yes.
So it's going to be a new ball game, and this should be I am so looking forward to this because, I'm on the air on Friday, but by Friday, so many things have happened every day of the week that by Friday, a lot of it's old, or I don't remember, or nobody's going to remember. So you got to hit it every day a little bit, and then that should work out very, very well, and I am really excited. See you next week.